This is Out of the Box with your host, Jonathan Clark. Out of the Box, Sunday nights at 9 on Q1043.
All right, welcome back. Jonathan Clark in the studio with a band called Shame and the new album, or the current album, I should say, Songs of Praise. It's been out since January in the U.S., and we have Eddie, Charlie Steen, Josh, Sean, and Charlie Forbes. Welcome, guys.
Yeah, you got all your facts straight. You done work for us.
I'm trying. So is it London or South London?
South London.
South London.
Okay, because I read this article. I came upon this article, the headline of which says, East London is poor, West London is posh, South London is rough, and North London is intellectual.
I think the whole of London is generally gentrified.
Yeah, well, I know that, but we don't normally say, bands normally say, well, we're from London. They don't break it down into the areas like that. But what is South London like for those of us that don't really know it that well?
I think South London is now seen as something that's like quite cool, and it's got a lot of bands coming out of there, like Goat Girls, Sorry, Black Midi.
The textbook.
Got some art schools, got good pubs.
It's just a lot.
It's
nicer than North London.
Well, yeah.
North London's foreign to us.
Yeah,
London's, like we were saying earlier, London's so big that you sort of just grow up and you learn your area.
You get quite tribal about it. So even without good reason, you just aggressively hate anyone who's from a different part of the same city.
Yeah.
Well, that happens everywhere. I think it's like, oh, you're from Jersey.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, you're not. You can't be a Yankee fan. You're from Jersey. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a good mentality to have.
Yeah. Well, but you guys have been to New York before, but you haven't had a lot of time to sort of really explore because you're here for a couple days. Maybe you do a show and some promo, and then you got to fly somewhere else, right? I mean,
pretty much.
The first time we came here, we'd never been. None of us had ever been to New York, so we made sure we had like a little bit of a holiday. But we were staying in Red Hook.
Yeah, Brooklyn, right?
Which is sort of a bit out of the way, but that was cool. I mean, it's sort of like you just wander around and everything's so big and everyone talks so loud all the time, constant.
I'm shocked to hear that. New Yorkers, really?
Well, it's different because it's a similar attitude to Londoners, but
it's very fast paced.
The accent's grating.
Yeah, absolutely. I should remind everyone that you guys, Shame, are playing tonight and Friday night at the Music Hall of Williamsburg. All the tour dates at shame.world.
/live, baby.
Yeah, find them everywhere, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever.
We're worldwide.
How did you guys meet? Was it high school or something? Because you're not that old yet.
We all worked together.
Yeah.
In a commune.
At a
mill. Zinc factory.
It was a wood mill.
No, we met at school at different points.
Yeah, we've known each other since we were kids. Like I said, we grew up very close to each other, so schools crossed incestuous lines.
Yeah. So the album came out in January of this year, but have you toured every continent of the world?
No,
not South America.
We're still missing South America and Africa, and I mean
we're doing Asia in about a month. That's the first time we've been there.
South America now, that's something to look forward to.
I think Africa's.
Africa.
We actually heard a great story about when Paul McCartney wrote "Band on the Run," and he wrote and recorded that song in Nigeria. And Fela Kuti turned up and said, "You're stealing, music from the black man."
Yeah, they got mugged.
Yeah, they got mugged, and then he came in and Paul McCartney played "Band on the Run." He's like, "Okay, that's cool."
Yeah.
Don't worry, that's the whitest thing I've ever heard.
Right. We're in the studio with Shame, the current album Songs of Praise, playing tonight and Friday night, Music Hall of Williamsburg in Brooklyn. I saw you guys, and I was telling you, Charlie, I must have seen you 4 or 5 times during South by Southwest this past March in Austin, Texas. I have to say, you guys were my favorite band of South by Southwest this year. And then when I went out, I found out about Brie, and I'm like, you got to send me that album. And I have been playing this album, nonstop since then. It is just so good. So congratulations on making this great album.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
So you finish this album, you release it, and then everything starts, the traveling, the interviews, the lack of sleep, bad food. There's an alert going on.
Fire!
Maybe. Oh, that's a test. They're testing a new wireless.
Wait, Josh, is that your phone? Oh, God, he's such an amateur.
Is your phone screen broken?
It's on mute, but it's saying there's like
emergency.
Like an emergency test.
Is that coming through on the Facebook Live phone, too?
Nuclear missiles have been launched. Incoming.
You can't say that on the radio.
There's fire in the building.
Yeah.
It's funny, we were just talking about Doomsday Preppers like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we did just get stuck on the 103rd
Oh, wait,
floor
yeah.
of-
Wait, so you went to the Freedom Tower. You're going to do a little tourist action.
We did an interview on the 24th floor, and we were like, okay, let's try and get up to the top.
Well, the lady was like, "Oh, it'll be quicker if you get in the freight elevator." So we got in like the freight lift, and there's like a dude who like takes you to your floor.
Did he have a uniform on?
He did, indeed.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a savage job.
Yeah, man. You spend
Anyway, we ended up kind of like getting stuck and going up, and then he was like, "You can't be here." But we ended up going all the way up to like I think like the 102nd.
Well, why did they say you should take the freight elevator as opposed to a normal elevator?
You can kind of blag it.
We didn't have the clearance to get to the 64th.
We didn't realize you need like thumb recognition or whatever.
Retina scanning.
Retinal scan.
And then the
facial.
guy
caused a little bit of an incident.
The guy ran after us when we got to the 64th floor because he found out we weren't allowed there and lost his elevator. which is like losing your job. So we then had this guy like freaking out and like 3 other lift people coming up and all these calls were being made.
Yeah, we caused a bit of a stir.
I've lost my lift.
I have a funny feeling this will be the Behind the Music episode, chapter 1, in about 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
For shame.
we got to the 64th floor and the door opened for 1 second and it was like, oh, and then it closed. And it was like,
Yeah.
Such a tease.
yeah.
Close.
It's gonna be the name of our new song, Stuck in a Lift.
So yeah, as I was saying, you know, the lack of sleep, the bad food, maybe good food, festivals, everything else that goes along with being a band. Did you expect all of this when you released the album and you're like, everyone's like, okay, now comes the hard part. You guys got to travel. And the good part, obviously, you get to play for a couple hours on most nights. Is this what you expected it to be?
It was hard.
I think it's a lot weirder than we thought it would be.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
It's incredible.
before we released the album last year, we did a lot of intense touring. Like we probably done like 6 or 7 tours of the UK, a few tours of Europe. We did 47 festivals in last summer.
That's a lot.
This year we did 35.
We've been doing like pretty much on average like past to like 150 shows
it's
a
gonna be
year.
about 175
Right.
by the end of this
Yeah.
year.
I think it's how you learn to deal with it. Because obviously it is like very exciting at a lot of moments, and then other moments it's like, you know, such
Quite mundane.
unbelievable boredom.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I
'cause
think that's
you're-
what can kind of send you a bit crazy as well, as when you're like, one half of it is so exciting and amazing, and then the other half is like mind-numbingly boring.
Right.
Like sitting in a van for 15 hours or being in airports constantly.
When we toured America earlier this year, we toured for 6 weeks and drove 10,000 miles.
Yeah, that was
Great
all
though.
over.
That was really good.
Hurry up and wait, right?
Saw a
I
lot
mean,
of desert.
Yeah,
A good
There
2
is a
weeks
lot of
that was-
desert in
we-
this
A
country.
good 2
We
weeks
played-
that was only desert.
we played a lot of Nazi zombies on the Xbox.
So what, out of all of this so far in the time that you've been together, can each of you say what your best favorite gig was and where it was?
I think our last New York one in Market Hotel back in May March was one of my favorite ever.
Where was that?
Market Hotel in Brooklyn.
Okay.
I loved doing that one in Saint Tropez.
Oh yeah.
We got to like swim in the ocean.
Oh yeah, but for the actual show, that was
the
like
actual show probably like Route du Rock.
Route du Rock, yeah.
Where's that?
France.
Oh,
that's-
summertime?
That was good. That was
That
this
was like
year.
a
That
few
was,
weeks
that was
ago,
probably
yeah.
one of, I'd say probably the biggest show we've ever done.
Yeah, that
And
was
like
that
that-
was
the
one
lineup
hell of a lot of people.
Yeah, that was pretty
Yeah.
good.
because we were.
And we got like the sunset slot as well. So
Yeah,
sun
like the
was-
sun-
sun
Oh,
just
beautiful.
went down.
Inspirational.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that was on Nebworth. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the
It's like just before Black Angels and Brian Jones come.
Yeah.
as well.
It's like
Wow.
our tech was setting everything up, and he like sent a message to our WhatsApp group like, guys, do you want to come and like look at this? And it was just like 10,000 people or something.
I've
That was
looked
wild.
at some of your videos. They're all really interesting. The one for One Rizla, that's the song I've been playing on this show. I should clarify the radio edit of that song because I had to do a radio edit.
Lame.
Yeah, sorry, it's America. But did you ever think you'd be shooting a video on a farm collecting eggs and apples and chasing chickens and livestock and things
Not in
like
my
that?
wildest
I don't know.
dreams.
Yeah, that wasn't what I spent my childhood thinking what adulthood would be like.
Right.
Yeah, herds some sheep, get some eggs in.
Was the farmer an actor or was he like a legit farmer?
The farmer in the video was an actor, but the farmer who worked there was a proper.
Yeah,
Right.
He was a geezer.
He-
He taught me how to drive a tractor. So
He-
the opening
He
scene
got
where the
a-
tractor comes down.
I
that's-
saw that.
That's me driving it.
Good job.
He got a
was very
little
Yeah.
racist at the end. Out of nowhere, he kind of like.
Brexit came up
Brexit
and it got
came
a
up.
little bit sketchy.
I mean,
And then it was like, right, I'm not going to talk to you about this.
mean, you know, also
because
how- In the majority of America, if you see someone with a gun, it's really freaky, but it's kind of like normalized.
So, excuse me, you're just coming out. With
When he was like talking about his guns and showing me them and stuff like
okay,
that. I'm gonna
context,
show
Charlie,
you.
context.
Well, that's a really fun video, and it's the band Shame in the studio with us. The new album, or the current album, is Songs of Praise. They're playing tonight and Friday night, Music Hall of Williamsburg. Where is that farm, anyway, that you shot that video?
Somewhere in the Midlands.
Near Manchester.
Near Bolton and Manchester in the north of England.
It was really cold.
It was cold that day?
It was really, really
It's England to Hawaii.
Oh, they have surfing there. You guys have played a lot of the cities in America. When you first found out that you were coming to America to play or do promo or press, was there one city that you were like, oh man, I hope we go there? I mean, it doesn't have to be New York. Was it maybe a different city?
For me, it was New York, definitely.
New York,
right.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't really know.
But like before we had been to America.
Yeah.
New York.
I always wanted to go to New Orleans.
Right.
I want to go to Disney World.
Yeah, can we do
Miami.
Yeah, there's one in Florida, there's one in California, and maybe others. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I've heard the Florida one's better.
Yeah, Florida seems
Plus
like
Pitbull lives there, so plus.
What do they call him, Mr. 305?
He's a
Mr.
genius.
Worldwide.
I think he's got
Mr.
several different aliases.
Area codes. The band is Shame. We have Eddie, Charlie, Josh, Sean, and Charlie with us. Go see them tonight, Music Hall of Williamsburg, and Friday night. And everyone go out and buy this album, which I will hold up here again, which has you guys holding pigs.
Yeah.
That was on a different farm.
That was on a micro pig farm, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a petting farm. They weren't harvesting them. It was a
okay.
Yeah, they tender love and care them.
They're very cute.
Yeah.
They were quite strong though.
I very much hope.
I bet
all
they
of those
were,
pigs.
yeah.
Yeah, they're pure muscle.
They do not look. They are not as docile as they look like
Right.
they are in that photo.
And
Yeah.
they can scream at really quite amazing.
They can
One
also
of them-
scream whilst eating, which is actually like kind
One
of
of
cute,
them-
kind
Wow.
of scary.
One of them defecated on my shoulder as well, or wherever it was.
Well, that's going to
Yeah, I
happen.
know. I'm trying not to swear. I don't
Yeah.
want to have to use my cough burn.
Guys, thanks so much. Best of luck. Please come back here anytime.
Yeah,
Best
definitely.
of luck tonight and Friday night, and we'll see you back here real
It's been a
soon.
pleasure.
God bless you, soldier.
This is Out of the Box with your host, Jonathan Clark. Out of the Box, Sunday nights at 9 on Q1043.